I'm talking about the Japan continue struggling with the gender parties. This was the latest index which came in a G7. There is the gender inequality in Japan. If we see that the Japan is the developed country in all over world. It has a fourth position in the world. But if we think that there is the problem of the equality of the man and women, before some years there was the Olympic, and in this Olympic one prime minister who said that the women should wear three childs. So according to Japanese thinking, that Japanese would understand the women's is only for the wearing child. And if we see the condition and the education, what did you find? According to OECD, Organization of Economical Cooperation Development, there is the Japanese peoples are developing in the scientific study and mathematical study. But in the parliament, they have no equality, only 10% seats for the women's. In the study, what is there? 70% people's, 70% boys and rest of the girls are there. The marriage system of Japan is declined 15%. The women don't want to marry. Many, because they would understand that the burden of caring of the child. Many women who has left their job of the doctory because bearing child. So after circumstances, what happened is there, if you see that the inequality in Japan means in the market where the official job, there is the less income job and part-time jobs for the women's, and the highly means earning peoples are only men, and the man who was spending most of the his time in the offices, and after that he goes to a restaurant and drinking, and all these habitual actions are there. Looking this picture, what happened is there, you find that the most modern people, educated peoples, those are educated peoples, and they have no equality, and because of this the most of the women don't want to marry, and they fear with the marry, because all the burdens of the childs will come on the women's, and he would start job for the only child. And man is not responsible person, means to say that if you see the highlighting pictures, what did you find? You find that he is not a responsible person, that he would command the responsibility of the children. That's why the many women who don't want to marry, and because of this the index, there is a inequality is available. If we see the next picture, what is this? The Sanjay government who was doing a good job for the women, but drastically the superstitious mind in the society, and because of that he was killing just before. And after we see that the criticism of the Japan in everywhere in the world, if you see OECD, either if you talk about the G7, either you talk about the economical forums, they are just judging that how much happiness is there, what is gender equality is there. If gender equality is going to decrease, then what happens is there, the consumption quality of the man will be declined. If you have no child, no children, no population is there, then you are not able to buy things from the markets. And if you are not buying the markets, then what happens there, your country's economical activities are going to decline. And when the economical activities will be declined, then what happens is there? Your country will be declined, and he is not going to progress in any sector. So the furthest solution should be required for the Japanese government and Japanese peoples, that how they are going to raise the mind of the peoples and women's, that they can raise their population. That's all.